Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
So, this is a persuasive speech. So, I'd like to know, since this is your opinion about Miss Clinton, how do you feel about the email scandal and her jeopardizing national security with such a high email breach?
In my opinion, I feel that the breach was definitely not a positive thing. It was definitely something that she should not have done. Once again, as I stated in my speech, when you take responsibility for your actions and admit to your wrong, then you can move forward from that. If, in fact, Ms. Clinton hadn't took responsibility for her role in that particular scandal, then I think we would be in a different position of not being able to trust her. Even though we still have a peculiar thought process in that way of trusting, I still feel because she took responsibility in that, it shows that she's a big enough person and that we still can give her an opportunity and trust her. All for the cause?
No, I liked it. I liked her speech.
So, I have a question for you as my audience. By the information that I provided to you, did it help to broaden your horizon of what you think of Ms. Clinton, or do you still have the same opinion you had previously?
I voted for this.
Well, I didn't ask for your political vote, but I'm just saying that if you hadn't chose her as your political candidate, the information that I provided, I hope that it would just open your horizon and help you to understand that she's for the people, not against the people, in retrospect.
Do you believe that, so let me ask it this way, is your opinion of her, would it have changed or been different had she been a man? In other words, had it been, say, you know what I mean? Like I know there's a lot of controversy and people wanted to elect a female president. So, George, you voted for her. Would it have changed your mind had she been a man? Or,
not at all.
you know what I mean? Because, like, you're trying to make history electing a woman president.
That did play, for me, that played a factor in it. But I'm not strictly biased to my party. I'm strictly biased to what's right and what's wrong.
Right.
So for me, yes, I am deeply rooted within my party because that's how I was raised, and of course those are the traditions that has been passed forward. But I have voted outside of my party based on the principles that I believe in my life and what I feel is right. So if Ms. Clinton was a female and she didn't value the same things I value, then I wouldn't have voted for her.
Okay.
But because we have similar wants and needs, then I felt that it would be valuable. Just as the other candidate, if he would have been speaking of value information that meant something to me and that was essential to me, I would have went on the other side and voted for the other party.
You know, it's funny. I agree. It is experience, and experience goes a long ways with it. But and the Benghazi thing, you know, she was one person. There was a lot of people involved in that decision, including the people that were over there. You know,
Absolutely.
if you know the story, they were contracted. They went knowing that no one was going to be able to go in and help them. They knew that, and hence got paid really well to go there. For their check, there was what's called danger pay, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, hazardous duty pay.
Hazardous duty. It was built into that, and things went wrong.
Absolutely.
And outright coming in with guns blazing, we're Americans, would have led to some war. You know, who knows? That in itself would have been arrogant. So her response initially weren't the greatest, but the truth is she was right when she responded the way. Everyone gets very emotional about it, but the truth is, you know, if you know you're going into hostile territory, and they say, well, you're going on your own risk, well, that's it. Now, her email scandal, her experience, should have taught her better. But once again, there's someone monitoring all that. Why wasn't that caught?
Exactly.
So
I
it's
concur
funny.
with you.
So it's a bunch of people being airheads. So where's the experience there? So experience
I concur
accounts.
with you. Experience does account for a certain amount of things, but in the same respect, I think for Ms. Clinton, it's not necessarily exactly the Benghazi scandal. I think at the end of the day, it was how she stepped up and took responsibility for it. So, of course, there's a lot of wrongs to what transpired, but as a leader and as wanting to be a leader, sometimes you fall and you have to stand up and face.
You have to take the blood of it.
You have to
Gotta
stand
take
up and face it.
responsibility.
It's
So-
lonely on top.
Absolutely. All for the
Pretty
cause.
Good.
I agree. I like
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Well supported.
Thank you.
Thank you.